From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
And welcome to Good Morning Indiana. It is 5 o'clock on your Thursday morning, and it is a Wrtv Storm Team Alert Day.
And Lauren, as you can see behind me, I have the graphic ready to go. And Todd, what can we expect throughout the day?
You know, a lot of rainfall is heading our way. We have flood watches posted across parts of the area. Those are down to the south. That's where the heaviest of the rain is going to be. But it is a slick out there on the roadways this morning, anywhere you are, because the roads are completely wet. And with some of this heavy rainfall moving some areas, there's ponding out there as well. And Lauren will be along with some accidents here in just a minute. But look at this heavy rain in Nashville right now, Edinburgh into the Shelbyville area. This is plain rain, though. There's no lightning here, so that's the good news. No severe weather. It's just heavy rainfall, but obviously that's impacting the morning commute. Rockville to Brazil to Greencastle, Danville to Brownsburg into the Carmel and Noblesville area, some pretty heavy rainfall. Castleton and Pendleton over to Fortville and Anderson as well. As you slide to the east, you see a little bit of green, a little lighter there towards the Richmond area, but all this will have to continue to work its way through. There's the remnants of Hurricane Zeta moving off towards the north and east, but the rain stretches all the way back into parts of Wichita, Kansas, and all that has to rotate through. By far the heaviest of the rain and the most steady is going to be from now through about the lunch hour. Once we get past the lunch hour, we'll taper it off to just some light scattered showers across the area, but you have to have the umbrella handy throughout the entire day today. You will need it, so make sure you give yourself some extra time here, Lauren, as you take to the roadways.
Yeah, and Todd, let's take a look right now at a traffic alert we have for drivers heading into the downtown area. We do have right 2 lanes blocked as you're heading southbound on I-65 approaching West Street and MLK. If you look closely there between those flashing lights, we have the semi-trailer. It is jackknifed there in the right lanes, and it looks like the trailer there is hanging kind of over the side of the guardrail. So we'll continue to monitor this. This is typically a pretty busy spot for the commute as people use these ramps to get into the downtown area over near the hospitals and IUPUI. So this is an area we'll keep our eyes on, watch for the flares, scoot over to the left. We have a few other issues we're monitoring, and we'll keep an eye on everything throughout the morning. Give yourself some extra time due to all the rain out there for your commute. We do want to begin this morning with the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and its impact on the Hoosier State. 53 of Indiana's 92 counties have been designated as higher risk locations for the coronavirus spread as we continue to record increasing hospitalizations and infections. The highest risk counties are currently in the eastern region of our state, including hotspots in Fayette, Dearborn, and Ohio counties. Wednesday, 2,587 new cases of COVID-19 were reported statewide. To date, 169,112 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. State health officials also report 33 additional deaths related to COVID-19. Since March, 3,991 Hoosiers have died with the virus. So far, October has had the most COVID-19 deaths, with 591 Hoosiers dying from the virus.
And Lauren, working for you this morning with the virus cases on the rise, we're keeping a close eye on the state's hospital resources, which are vital for all of us, right? As of this morning, more than 1,600 Hoosiers are hospitalized with the virus. Now, that's the highest number we've seen since April. Of those in the hospital, 470 are in intensive care. A majority are over the age of 60. As of now, the Department of Health reports that 29% of ICU beds are available in Indiana. That's down from 34% of the available ICU beds on Monday. When it comes to ventilators, nearly 78% are available right now statewide.
And despite the steady spike in positive cases and the positivity rate in hospitalizations, Governor Eric Holcomb did not announce any reopening changes during his weekly press briefing on Wednesday. He doubled down on the importance of mask wearing, which he called, quote, a small price to pay in order to bring COVID case numbers down in our state, as well as for keeping our schools and businesses open. State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Bach said that hospitals that are or near capacity are reporting baseline numbers.
Hospitals now say they are at or near capacity, and that is their baseline capacity. We do know in the spring that they added a significant number of beds, which we called surge beds, which we are hoping and praying that we don't have to use. So the ability to add additional rooms and beds is certainly there. We still have plenty of ventilators and the ability to do that.
Well, as we said earlier, a majority of the hospitalizations are people that are over the age of 60. And to help get that under control, the Indiana National Guard will be deploying to more than 100 long-term care facilities. We have more on that plan coming up for you at 5:30. Raphael.
So, Lauren, the top doctor at Community Health is providing some key insights this morning. Dr. Ramuletti says the increase of positive cases is likely due to people spreading the virus that they don't know they even have.
If we look at the number of people that are testing positive, there's likely more than 100,000 Hoosiers that have the virus and that they don't know that they have it. That means that 1 in 100 people are actively shedding the virus and they don't know that. To put that in perspective, at the start of this entire pandemic, 1 in a million Hoosiers had the virus. Several months ago, 1 in 100,000 had the virus and were shedding it. A few weeks ago, 1 in 10,000, and 1 in 1,000. But today, as we speak, 1 in 100 of your fellow Hoosiers has the virus. It could be you, it could be one of your family members, and we're spreading it without realizing it. What that means is
So keep this in mind. Dr. Yoletti says it's key to keep you to prepare for the holiday season as we're coming up to Thanksgiving.
The last thing we want to see is our family members succumbing to the virus. We've had several thousand, more than 3,000 Hoosiers that have passed away. We've signed hundreds of death certificates here at Community Health Network. I certainly hope that doesn't occur during the Thanksgiving and Christmas seasons.
So the doctor recommends quarantining for 14 days before meeting with family members. He also discourages Hoosiers from traveling for the holidays, but says if you are, keep gatherings outside. If possible, open some windows, and of course, wear those masks.
Time right now, Raphael, is 5:06, and drug overdoses are one of the leading causes of deaths here in the United States. And this morning, we're seeing a rise in the amount of overdose deaths amid this pandemic. So our own Kelsey Anderson is joining us live now with more on this issue. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. So like you said, we are seeing a rise in overdose deaths since the pandemic started. And I spoke with Justin Beatty. He's the training director at Mental Health America of Indiana. And he says there's 2 reasons to blame. First, it's the lack of face-to-face interaction because of the pandemic. And also, he says there are 3 new drugs that are hitting the streets of Indiana. Studies show a rise across the country in overdose deaths, but here in Marion County, according to PubMed.gov, we are seeing a 47% rise in overdose deaths since the stay-at-home orders were put in place. Beatty says the main problem right now is isolation and the lack of social interaction.
Family members, community, work, whoever it may be, aren't being able to see the telltale signs that a lot of people look at, or they start looking at themselves. With the isolation, it's really led to a lot increase of the issues, but also a bigger increase of them not being able to be identified or have access to the resources available.
He says since the pandemic started, they have trained more than 500 people to help those interested in recovery now on the digital platform. If you want to get involved, visit this story on the Wrtv News app. Now, another change that happened this summer is the FDA changed their regulations on the labeling that goes on opioid medication, so that they are now requiring a label that says that they recommend that healthcare professionals talk to their patients about naloxone and its availability to them if they are being prescribed to opioid medications. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
The time now is 5:08, and violent crimes continues to impact the lives of family in the capital city. This morning, Metro Police investigating a triple shooting. This happening around 7 last night on the city's southeast side. Officers were called to Tyndall Street, that's near Troy Avenue, between Shelby and Keystone. When they arrived, they found 1 man with gunshot wounds. Investigators say 2 other men drove themselves to the hospital, also with gunshot wounds. They believe all 3 of the men were in the same vehicle when they were shot. The shooter is believed to be a person who was in a different vehicle. Now, hours before that shooting, Indianapolis leaders, Lauren, held a public safety walk right here in Indianapolis.
And the goal was to bring the community and public safety officials together to try and find solutions to increasing crime. Mayor Joe Hogsett, Assistant Police Chief Chris Bailey, and other members of IMPD walked the streets of the Northwest Side. Mayor Hogsett says this increase in violence is something many cities are dealing with, but he and law enforcement should be held accountable. He also says the city is taking steps to build trust and protect witnesses.
The City County Council, a couple of budgets ago, did begin allocating witness protection funds that are designed to provide some protection and anonymity to those who want to come forward and give the police information. But ultimately, it comes down to people having trust in IMPD and its officers. And we're working on that every single day.
Well, the monthly public safety walks started back in 2017. The time right now is 5:10 on our Thursday. An active radar this morning. Todd, what do people need to know?
Yeah, and that's why it's a storm team alert day for you, because this rain is going to impact your morning drive across the area. Roadways have a lot of water on them. There's some ponding out there. And of course, local streets, if storm drains are clogged, they're going to feature lots of ponding as well. But look at this heavy rainfall in the yellows and the oranges here from Bloomington to Martinsville, Nashville, Columbus, Shelbyville, Rushville. Obviously, that encompasses a lot of interstates, a lot of state roads, as well as local roads. And then there's this band of heavier rainfall from Brownsburg through much of Hamilton County and Westfield, Noblesville. It continues up into the Anderson area. No matter where you are this morning, you have to give yourself some extra time on the roadways because of this rainfall. Temperatures are in the 40s. They're not really going to do much here throughout the day. The rain's definitely heavier and more steady as you go to work. As you come home from work, it becomes a little more widespread and a little lighter for us across the area. So that is the good news, but almost a washout of a day here with rain in the forecast from a start to finish. So make sure you give yourself the extra time on the roadways and also have that rain gear handy as you walk out the door this morning. Lauren.
Todd, thank you. Here is a live look right now at another issue we're monitoring for your commute. This is I-70 and Emerson Avenue. A semi crash impacting the westbound right lane. You can see traffic is still getting by and there are no delays, but this is a spot we'll continue to monitor. You can see the rain there coming down pretty hard on the east side of Indianapolis. We'll continue to keep you updated on all of the issues impacting your commute. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Good Morning Indiana and this WRTV Storm Team Alert Day. Heavy and steady rain is falling across a good portion of central Indiana this morning. The rain's a little lighter as you work your way to Lafayette as well as Peru, but from Muncie to Indy to Terre Haute and points to the south, definitely look out for some ponding on the roadways. And this rain's going to continue at least through the noon hour. Lauren.
Todd, thank you. In the fight against COVID-19, testing plays a big role in stopping the spread of the virus. And now the Trump administration is sending more than 2 million rapid antigen tests to the Hoosier state. Now, these are called Binax Now tests, rapid point of care tests, which can diagnose the coronavirus infection in as little as 15 minutes. They can also be self-administered, and that means it requires less PPE for healthcare workers. Governor Holcomb plans to deploy these tests to schools, as well as prioritizing the Department of Corrections and hotspots like Orange and Red counties across the state. Now, we do want to point out that the accuracy of these rapid tests isn't high, and that the tests take longer than the tests that take longer to get results, that is. Patients experiencing symptoms may not get a correct result, so think of these as just another line of defense to check asymptomatic individuals. We spoke to Dr. Cole Beeler with IU Health about the accuracy of these test results and how these tests could aid in the fight against COVID-19.
The sensitivity, so how likely the test is to be positive if the person actually has COVID. And the reported numbers for the antigen are anywhere between 50 and 70%. So that's not great. However, if your pretest probability is low, like I was mentioning before, that's probably adequate to rule out disease. In those situations where you need that double check or peace of mind, or making sure that when you're in risky situations that you're not going to be spreading, I think there's a good basis to suggest that these might be beneficial in that situation. We'll just have to see.
Both Dr. Beeler and the Department of Health and Human Services stress that the COVID tests are only a snapshot in time. They do not replace social distancing and mask wearing. Hand washing and physical distancing are both important parts of the strategy to slow the spread of COVID-19.
In our Democracy 2020 coverage, the U.S. Supreme Court is rejecting a bid by Pennsylvania Republicans to fast-track a ruling on mail-in ballots. Hear the details this morning. Justices, they denied a Republican request for an expedited review. At issue was the state's decision that allows ballots to be counted up to 3 days after the election, even if there's no legible postmark. The decision now means that Pennsylvania's mail-in ballot rule will stand as is. The court also allowed North Carolina ballots received up to 9 days after the election to be counted, as long as they're postmarked by Election Day. Justice Amy Coney Barrett did not take part in the decisions because she had not had time to brief these matters.
Well, the rulings are setting the stage for what could be a highly contested election. Claire Finkelstein, a law professor with UPenn, says with a record number of ballots coming in by mail, the counting period will be lengthy. If a candidate declares victory on election night, but then more results come in, there could be calls for recounts, especially in states where results are close. That could mean litigation over the counting procedures.
There are a lot of different reasons why the election may not be decided by the morning of November 4th. And a lot of lawsuits may start to fly once that happens. But one way or another, by January 20th, there needs to be a new president being sworn in.
If no candidate has a majority of the electoral votes, or if the counting period goes on and the election is still undecided, it's possible that the House of Representatives must decide. The Supreme Court could also be involved in recounts, as happened back in Florida in the year 2000.
Now, back here at home, Lauren, you could be voting at Lucas Oil Stadium if, and here's the big if, the Marion County Election Board allows it. Indiana law requires a unanimous vote of all 3 members of the County Election Board in a public meeting to approve the addition of an early voting site. That meeting is happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. If the Election Board approves the addition of Lucas Oil Stadium, it would be open for voting Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. This could help reduce wait times at other voting sites, and of course, we have seen long lines. On this Thursday, our Todd Closet is tracking a lot of rain in central Indiana.
Yeah, it's a rough go of it this morning on the roadways, and if you're going to stand in line to vote here today, you definitely need to have the rain gear handy really throughout the entire day. Here's a live look at WRTV Storm Team radar, and you see it's lit up with a lot of orange and yellow here. That's moderate to heavy rainfall. What we do not have is any lightning. That is the good news, but some really heavy rainfall here in Shelbyville as well as Rushville right now. now. So that includes Interstate 74 and then even back into I-65 here in Johnson County, down into the Columbus and Bartholomew County area, and moderate rainfall from Nashville to Bloomington up to Greencastle into the Rockville area. Some steady and moderate rain right now in Brownsburg, as well as Speedway up to Traders Point, as well as Pike Township, Carmel, Noblesville, Fishers. Some moderate rain is taking place, and then this band of moderate rain extends all the way through Muncie up into the Portland area. So just a very, very wet morning for us. No matter where you go here across central Indiana, there is a pretty sharp cutoff here in northwest Indiana, but let me expand out. There is a lot going on. This is the remnants of Hurricane Zeta moving north of Atlanta right now. Then there's another area of low pressure here back off to our west, and they're both kind of teaming up to cause all this precipitation here that we are dealing with across central Indiana, and it's a pretty slow moving system. So I do think as we go over to TrueCast hour by hour throughout the morning hours, the rain will hold pretty steady and pretty heavy through the morning, but once we get to the noon hour and then beyond, it's going to start to taper off a little bit to more in the way of just some scattered showers and lighter rainfall across the area. But you still need to have the umbrella or the rain gear handy if you're going to be out and about this afternoon. Yes, the rain may not be as heavy as it is this morning, but it's still going to be present. It's going to be pretty breezy as well. So it's just not a very pleasant day for us all across the area. Good day to stay indoors if you can do so. Rainfall totals going to be less than an inch to the north, but about 1 to 3 inches as you work your way south of Indianapolis. And that's where we have this flood watch that is posted by the National Weather Service. No warnings as of yet, but obviously that could change as the rain gauge continues to click here and we have more and more rain to it. 40s and 50s this morning. Temperatures won't move a whole lot here throughout the day today. We're going up to about 45, 46 degrees tomorrow. Look at this. We get the sunshine back. We also have cool temperatures, but at least we start to dry out. And we do have a nice stretch of dry weather that's going to take us all the way through Election Day and into the middle of next week. The one exception I'll highlight here is Sunday night into Monday. Very, very chilly with low temperatures, Lauren, down into the 20s.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's get a look right now at traffic as you're heading out on the roads. We do have several issues to tell you about, including this one here, a jackknife semi hanging over the guardrail here at I-65. The southbound lanes near West Street and MLK. The right lanes are blocked. Traffic still getting by in the left lane at this time. Not causing too many delays, but just a slight slowdown. We'll continue to monitor this spot, however, and keep you updated as that cleanup continues. So let's take a look at our traffic now map and break down everything we're monitoring at this time on your interstates. Again, right here, heading into the downtown area, southbound right lanes blocked for this semi crash at MLK and West Street. On the east side of town, as you're traveling westbound on I-70 approaching Emerson Avenue, stay out of the right lanes as a semi crash cleanup there is still ongoing. It's not causing any delays at this time. And then up here to our northwest on southbound I-65, a right lane closed at I-465 there near 56th Street. We'll continue to monitor all of those issues. So let's take a look right now at that issue at I-65 and 56th Street on the northwest side. You can see all the camera all the water there out there. So use caution no matter where you are around central Indiana, and we'll keep you updated on any major trouble spots you need to avoid. Raphael.
Lauren, you are so right. So much water out there this morning. Todd's forecast, as you can see the radar, of course, all that rain in the area. And while we deal with rain today, the Indiana Department of Transportation, they're thinking about winter and snow. INDOT is hosting snow schools across the district. We caught a glimpse of the training as drivers maneuvered through an obstacle course, learning things like how to put plows on the truck and how to load those trucks with snow.
And they can learn different things like how to drive these plow trucks, how to get through certain areas like we saw in the obstacle courses, how to load trucks with snow, how to put plows on the trucks, how to wash the trucks when we're done to keep the truck safe.
To me, it's fun. I like snow. I like winter season.
We appreciate the drivers, but we are not ready for snow. INDOT is still hiring around 10 to 15 people in the Indianapolis area. You can apply for those jobs by going to indotjobs.com. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
And welcome back to Good Morning Indiana on this Storm Team Alert Day. Here's a live look at Storm Team radar, and you can see that it's really filled in, really in the last 5-10 minutes of more oranges and also yellows, and that's indicating some very heavy rainfall across a good chunk now of central Indiana. We have Martinsville to Bloomington to Nashville, heavy rain in Columbus as well as Rushville and Connersville. A little lighter as you work your way to the north. If you haven't done so already, get an opportunity out there. Make sure you clean your storm drains to prevent them getting clogged and some flooding on your streets. 1 to 2 inches of rain in most areas, little more in southern locations where flood watches are already posted. We'll have more on today's rainfall, the latest traffic situation, which is not good, and also your news headlines coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues in just a couple minutes.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
And it is a WRTV Storm Team Alert Day here at 5:30 on your Thursday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey. We have Todd Clausen tracking the showers moving through in Raphael. I think you should stay inside. You should not leave your house today because it is coming down pretty hard all across our area.
Yeah, based on the reporting from you and Todd, it is quite messy out there, but Todd, keeping it positive, we all get a free car wash today, right?
Yeah, you know, everybody does. This is some of the most widespread, heaviest rain that we have seen in quite some time across central Indiana. I know we've seen some thunderstorms here and there with some heavy rain that's moved through, but not as prolonged as this. And we're going to see some hefty rainfall totals here throughout the day, and there is the concern for some flooding. But just look at all the brighter colors here on Storm Team radar indicating the heavier rain, and really some very heavy rainfall here across parts of Rush County and into the Connersville area. Rainfall rates anywhere between about 1 and almost 2 inches. So that's almost getting you up to what would be in the thunderstorms. Now, we don't have any lightning out there. That's the good news. This is just plain old rainfall. But from Noblesville to Alexandria, Anderson, Muncie, some very heavy rain that impacts much of I-69 all the way through down to the 465 split. Much of Marion County now dealing with some moderate rainfall, as is Hendricks County, back into portions of Greencastle, Rockville, Spencer, Bloomington. Real heavy rainfall there as you work your way just north of Nashville towards Sweetwater Lake. And this is going to continue throughout much of the morning. Your morning commute, you have to give yourself some extra time. They'll be ponding on the roadways with this heavy rain going through. Visibility will be reduced if you get into some of these pockets of heavy rain. And look, it's all back off to our west. So we have to work our way throughout a very, very wet morning. And then once we get to the afternoon hours, I do think the heaviest of this rain pushes off towards the east. We'll still have light rain throughout much of the afternoon, but it'll be a lot better, I think, even though it's still going to be wet compared to what we're dealing with right now, where obviously the rain is impacting the roadways, Lauren. Lots of accidents out there already.
Yeah, and Todd, here's a look at one right now as you're heading into the downtown area from the northwest side. This is I-65 at MLK and West Street. You can see the semi there jackknifed through kind of the bright lights on your screen. If you can see the trailer there, it's on the side of the guardrail, and this is impacting southbound traffic. It's scooting over into one left lane there and moving pretty slowly past this cleanup. We do have a crew down below, and our photographer Jonathan Christians reports that there's some debris in the parking lot below from this crash, but the semi there is fully up on the interstate, so it's not dangling over or anything like that. So that is good news. We're going to continue to monitor that, plus several other issues. So let's take a look at the traffic now maps right now and plan this out as you're heading out on the roads this Thursday. Again, this is what you just saw, the semi crash southbound I-65 near West Street and MLK. On the east side, we are monitoring westbound I-70 Emerson Avenue, that semi crash in the right lane. Traffic still getting by just fine in the left lanes at this time. And then to the northwest, drivers just be aware, southbound I-65, a right lane closure as you approach I-465 near 56th Street. This is a crash cleanup still ongoing there. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on all of your interstates, all your roads this morning, and let you know if there are any major slowdowns or trouble spots you need to avoid. But take it easy and give yourself that extra time, Raphael.
Lauren and Todd will get you safely to work and to school this morning, so keep up to date with them here on WRTV. Drug overdoses are one of the leading causes of death in our country. And this morning, WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us live with the rise we're seeing amid this pandemic. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Raphael. So studies show a rise in overdose deaths across the country, but specifically here in Indiana, in Marion County, according to PubMed.gov, we are seeing almost a 50% rise in overdose deaths just since the stay-at-home orders were put in place.
looking and seeking recovery, there has to be connection. And we have had mandates for there not to be connection.
Along with the lack of face-to-face interactions amid the pandemic, Justin Beatty tells me there are new drugs on the streets.
We've recently found here in Indiana, there's 3 new synthetic opioids that have hit the street that aren't showing up on fentanyl tests.
Beatty is the director of the Mental Health America Indiana Training Institute. He says since the pandemic started, they have noticed an increase in overdose deaths.
People are crafty. They're going to find ways to get around stuff. So, I mean, this is going to continue to happen until we look at the deeper root of that connection and making everybody feel supported with the resources that are available to them.
The best way to combat this, Beatty says, is with compassion and letting users know the resources available to them. And he says since May, they have trained more than 500 behavioral health professionals.
We switched in March to a new culture that wasn't existent in behavioral health of the digital format. So we've had to make sure people know how to support people through a computer screen, telephonically, and things like that.
As someone in long-term recovery, Beatty says seeing people make small changes towards the road to recovery makes even the tough days worth it.
To watch someone kind of just not even get to that point where they're smiling yet, but you see the shoulders shrug a little bit less. You start to see that little pickup in their voice, you know, those kind of things to really hear that, hey, I know positive change is available for me, and I think this might be something I can do.
So if you want to learn more about getting some of this training, or if you or a family member need some of these resources, you can head over to WRTV.com for more information. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you. The time right now is 5:37. This morning, the state's death toll from COVID-19 is nearing 4,000. The Indiana State Department of Health reporting 33 new COVID-related deaths. They all happened within the last week. Within the last 4 months, October has been the deadliest, with 591 deaths so far. Cases also continue to rise, with more than 2,500 new cases reported on Wednesday. More than 169,000 cases have been reported in the Hoosier State since the pandemic began. And this morning, we continue to wait for a coronavirus vaccine to become available. On Wednesday, we did receive new information about when one might be available here in the state of Indiana. At the governor's press briefing, State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box provided what she called a brief update. This is the doctor's first appearance at the briefing since she tested positive for COVID-19.
We have been told by the federal vaccine coordinators to expect some doses of the first vaccine by late November, and possibly a shipment of the second vaccine in mid-December. We do not know how much Indiana will receive yet, but we expect the supply to be limited in the beginning. The vaccine plan that we submitted to the CDC calls for initial doses to go to healthcare providers and other vulnerable populations.
Well, Dr. Box added this is a rapidly developing situation. A lot is subject to change, and she wanted to make clear we're still months away from a widely available vaccine here. She stressed the continued importance of wearing a mask, washing your hands, and practicing social distancing to bring the numbers down.
As we continue to focus on your health, you will soon be able to get a COVID-19 antibody test at your local Kroger store. The grocery chain says the new quick test will be offered at all Kroger pharmacies and clinics by late next month. The move makes Kroger the first U.S. retailer to offer the rapid antibody testing to all customers. The tests are done by taking a finger prick blood sample. Results take about 15 minutes and will cost $25. Lauren?
The Indiana National Guard will deploy on Monday more than 133 nursing homes, that is, throughout the state of Indiana to provide COVID-19 assistance. The Guard will help long-term care facilities with testing and registration, infection control and monitoring, visitor screenings and wellness checks. The goal is to help nursing home staff on patient care and reduce the spread of COVID-19 within nursing homes. Although the initial launch focuses on the facilities hardest hit by the virus, the plan is to deploy more than 1,300 National Guardsmen to all 534 long-term care facilities across our state by mid-November.
Indiana National Guard troops are well trained and ready to assist with keeping long-term care facility residents and staff members safe and protected during this health crisis, just as we do during other types of domestic emergencies.
National Guardsmen are getting training this week at Camp Atterbury. All Guardsmen will be tested for COVID-19 before they're being placed in these long-term care facilities. It is 5:40 on our Thursday, and it is an active day on the radar. Todd, what can people expect right now?
You know, lots of issues out there. Obviously, with the rain coming down, you've been highlighting the issues on a lot of the interstates here with numerous accidents, Lauren, and it's all most likely due to a lot of this rain. It's coming down quite heavy across the area. So as you take to the roadways, definitely rainfall rates would allow some ponding to take place. You have the shine, you have the spray from trucks and cars that go past you. So just give yourself some extra time here. And if you can hold off a few more hours, you'll be better off. Heavy rain from Nashville to Greensburg into Rushville, Noblesville, down into Carmel, as well as Brownsburg. The heaviest of this rain will push through during the morning hours. And I would think by about 8, 9 o'clock, the heaviest is off to the east into Ohio. And we'll still deal with rain throughout the remainder of the day. It's just not going to be quite as heavy as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, but you will still need to have the umbrella through all day parts during the day today. It's pretty much a washout of a day for this Thursday. The good news is we do get to dry out tomorrow. The weekend is looking bright as well. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. The lines at polling places around Indianapolis, they've been hours long. So coming up, we're looking at what it takes to get more early voting sites to open.
And states across the country considering shortening quarantine times for students, while health officials say the change would not put others at risk.
And let's take a look at a major backup we're now monitoring. This is due to a new crash, a jackknifed semi crash on the southeast side. And this is a view at stop and go traffic along westbound lanes of I-465 near I-74. So as you're sort of rounding that curve there on the southeast side, you can expect some major delays. I would avoid this spot if you can. And we'll have more on this coming up after the break. Stay with us. The time right now is 5:45. Let's take a live look right now from our photographer, Jonathan Christians. He's in the downtown area, right below where that semi jackknifed on the southbound lanes of I-65 near West Street and MLK. And he's monitoring the debris that fell down below to this parking lot. You're looking at it there, as well as the police tape that is up on your screen. He tells us the semi doesn't look like it's dangling over the interstate or anything like that. This is some debris that came from this crash. So we'll continue to monitor that one up above, let you know how it's impacting your commute, as well as other crashes around the area. Raphael.
Take it slow this morning. We've shown you scene after scene of just long lines at the voting centers across Marion County. And now we're getting answers as to what it takes to add more of those early voting sites. Indiana law requires a unanimous vote by the County Elections Board in a public meeting to approve additional early voting locations. Marion County Deputy Clerk Russell Hollis says his office will ask the Elections Board to use Lucas Oil Stadium as an early voting site this upcoming weekend. But in order for that to happen, it needs a vote at a public meeting that's scheduled now to happen on Friday.
But if approved, we can have more equipment at that site than we will at any of the other early voting locations, which would mean that a line that's roughly the size that we're seeing behind us can move through much faster than they're moving through right now.
We'll be sure to send you a push alert on the Wrtv app if that plan is approved.
Well, Breonna Taylor's mom is not happy with the way Kentucky Attorney General handled her daughter's case. She's asking the Kentucky Prosecutors Advisory Council to appoint an independent prosecutor. Tamika Palmer says that her daughter deserves a prosecution team who can evaluate the case from, quote, an unbiased lens. Palmer's attorney says information provided by grand jurors confirms the presentation of the case was, quote, flawed. One former Louisville police officer, detective, was charged with wanton endangerment in this case, but no one was charged in connection with Breonna Taylor's death. Let's get a look at our weather headlines right now with Todd. It is a busy morning here.
Yeah, and it's a storm team alert day for us today because of the heavy rain that is falling, definitely impacting your morning commute. Numerous accidents out there that Lauren's going to tell you about in just a second, and that's due to the heavy rain that's falling across the area. And it's going to be pretty steady and heavy this morning. It remains steady this afternoon, but it does lighten up just a little bit, and it's not till this evening that it's going going to taper off, and we have a flood watch that's posted across southern portions of the area. Let's go over to the radar. I'll show you exactly what's happening. Look at all the yellows and the oranges and the reds here. That's indicating some very heavy rainfall in spots. Moderate rain throughout much of Marion County, downtown Indianapolis, the whole 465 loop, in the interstates within the loop, dealing with some rough conditions right now with that heavier rain, a pocket of heavy rain on State Road 46 as you work your way from Nashville over into the Columbus area. I-65 impacted there as well, and much of northeastern and eastern portions of central Indiana here, steady and moderate to heavy rainfall from Muncie over towards Richmond. The rain does get a little bit lighter as you work your way to the north in Lafayette as well as Frankfort and into the Kokomo area, and that's where rainfall totals won't be quite as high as they will be in southern locations. But look at all this rain. We have two systems. We have the remnants of Hurricane Zeta moving just north of Atlanta. We have this area of low pressure off to our west, and the two of them causing all this rain that stretches really from New York, New Jersey, all the way through Indianapolis back into the Central Plains states. So this is a massive storm system, and that's why we're going to be dealing with it really throughout the entire day as we go forward. So the heaviest of the rain, though, is definitely from now through about 9-10 o'clock, and then that's going to push off towards the east. As we go into the afternoon hours, you notice the rain becomes a little more widespread or scattered in nature, I should say, and then it kind of fills back in. So there will be a few moments or minutes as we go throughout the afternoon hours where we're not dealing with that steady or heavy rainfall, but you definitely have to have the umbrella handy from start to finish throughout the course of the day today. And then overnight tonight, we'll finally start to dry out just a little bit. But here are those rainfall totals. This is in addition to what's already fallen, and we're looking at over ½ an inch to the north, another inch or so here in Indianapolis, and 1 to 2 inches in southern locations in Bloomington to Columbus and points to the south. And that's where we do have that flood watch that's in effect. So rain heavy at times, 47 degrees. The good news is tomorrow we start to dry things out with some sunshine. It's a cooler day for us. Temperatures will only be in the upper 40s, but at least we get the sunshine back, and it's the start of a dry stretch of weather. Saturday, 56 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Sunday's pretty breezy. Of course, don't forget to turn your clocks back 1 hour at 47. Monday morning, down into the 20s. That's in the city. Everybody's in the 20s pretty much Monday morning. Election day, though, the good news, Lauren, for anybody who will be waiting in line to vote, lots of sunshine and temperatures in the mid-50s.
All right, Todd, thank you. We do want to get to traffic right now, and it is a parking lot down here to our southeast. This is a look at I-465, a little south of I-74 on the southeast side. So the area that's backed up, that's the westbound lane. So as you're sort of heading around the curve there from areas like Brookville Road, I-74, heading towards Arlington Avenue. At Arlington Avenue, we have a jackknife semi, and you can see some flashing lights off in a distance. That's where crews are working this cleanup, and it's just barely moving at all. So let's take a look at our traffic now map, and you can see the delays I'm talking about right here in the red on our map. Again, it's impacting westbound traffic due to the jackknife semi that happened right near Arlington Avenue, just before the Beech Grove exit at Emerson Avenue. So plan ahead. That's looking like the backup is extending even onto I-74, so that is the problem there. We also are still monitoring this issue for drivers heading into the downtown area on I-65 southbound. Near MLK and West Street, we have a jackknife semi there as well, and some debris fell down below the bridge into a parking lot just below the interstate. Let's take a live look there from our INDOT traffic camera. It's hard to see exactly what's happening here through all the rain on our camera, but if you look closely, you can see only one left lane is open there as you're traveling southbound. The right lanes are closed for this jackknife semi crash cleanup. We have a few other issues on the roads right now. I'm tweeting all those out, so just use caution, and I would give yourself extra time as you're heading to work or school this morning. Raphael.
So, Lauren, as you are tweeting, I am retweeting with all of that good information on this morning. Several countries have started shifting to a shorter quarantine recommendation. This is new information. Places in Europe recommending that patients quarantine from 7 or 10 days instead of 14. Part of the reason is because some health officials say that many people do not take the full 2 weeks to develop symptoms. According to research by the Association of State and Territorial Health, most of the time it only takes 4 to 6 days. Now, Utah has already approved a shorter quarantine under certain circumstances. They're allowing students to return to school after 7 days of quarantine if they do not show symptoms. Other states are considering this as well for children in grades K through 12.
Tend to be asymptomatic or have very mild symptoms. So there's not a danger for the most part, there's not a danger to the children themselves.
The CDC is also researching shorter quarantine for college-age students. Depending on their findings, they may issue new guidance nationwide very soon. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
Welcome back. It is 5:55 on your Thursday. The rain is coming down and creating a number of issues on your roads, including a jackknife semi-crash heading into the downtown area here at southbound I-65 near West Street and MLK. And this is the debris that fell down below onto a parking lot just below the interstate there. So just use caution as you're heading out there. That impacts traffic coming in from the north and northwest sides of town along southbound I-65. We'll monitor these cleanups and keep you updated. So Raphael, Halloween, it's all about the treats, and while kids get the candy, adults might enjoy a drink.
So mixologists at Grey Goose shared a bloody new cocktail for the holiday. It's called, Lauren, the Beating Heart. It has vanilla vodka, beetroot juice, creamed cocoa, and espresso. Okay, that's a good stuff there. Mixologists say they can also dress up any drink with a creepy garnish like ginger cut into a witch's hand. Now listen, don't drink and drive, but considering the conditions on the road today, I think everyone deserves whatever drink they want when they get home, right? Because of today's road conditions, Todd Clausen.
Yeah, like maybe a little Kahlua in the coffee, a hot toddy or something this morning. Again, yeah, if you don't have to drive.
Is it cocoa?
If you don't have to drive. But it's a tough morning for us out there. There's no doubt about it. It's wet, it's chilly, it's windy, and we're dealing with these heavy bands of rain that are continuing to move through the area. Precipitation rates over an inch in some areas. Noblesville to Anderson to Alexandria to Muncie. Some heavy rainfall. We are dealing with some rain in and around the metro area, and then heavy rain back off to the west. And we have to deal with this for a little while longer. At least the heavy rain goes. It stretches all the way back into southern Illinois. So steady and heavy at times through about the noon hour, and then it'll start to taper off to lighter rainfall as this batch that's near Wichita moves through. But lots of accidents already out there on the roadways. We'll talk about the accidents, the time frame for this rain to move out, and the latest news headlines coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.